Hi everybody, this is a short review for brand Tuf-Force quad rails. Now, it's used to be extraordinarily easy to find these on eBay and or Gunbroker, but as of late, it's been much harder to find that type of thing. And through a listing, actually, somebody wanted to see I'm actually selling this exact one, and they wanted to see a video review of it as well. And I was like, well, I'll pump it out before I sell it. So the only reason I'm selling this has been sitting in my freaking parts drawer for, I want to say, like a year, 2 years roughly. But when I got it, got a lot of use out of it, enjoyed it, and I've had the UAG ones for the AK and seen the ones for the AR, and they're extraordinarily similar. They both work in the same system where comes up, comes down, and they just latch together, and then they have the 4 screws that bind them together. So, and it kind of works, obviously this is an MOE handguard, works the same aspect of that, but this delta ring gets pushed all the way back, and then with that, it kind of sits up really tight against the front sight post and the delta ring. So, and not to be confused, obviously, with the free float system that I got on there. It's a Daniel Defense one. So, pros and cons is they are ridiculously tighter tolerance, I guess, or tighterly adjustable compared to your standard handguard or even an MOE. Obviously, I love the MOE, otherwise I wouldn't have it on this gun. I just love it to death. But the thing wiggles a little bit, and it's just not enough for me to hate it, obviously, but just with the standard system of these delta rings, that's just how they are. That's how they always will be. And actually, I'm going to do kind of a little bit better explanation, but see how this edge is flattened off? This is the part that goes against the gas block. And then, so you can kind of see how it's rounded some. You can even see the grooves there with the right light. That part goes with the delta ring and clasps itself. So, it's pretty simple. It's just slide one and then fly it down and then put the other one on. It is pretty simple. I know it has the studs for, I think it's a Harris bipod, I want to say, or the bipod like attachment stud. So they are T-marked as well. So kind of a neat thing about the rails, usually retailing for, I want to say $50-60 roughly. And I will say, if you're of course in the market, their rail guards, that's almost enough reason to buy it compared to UAG, because these are so much more comfortable and low profile in comparison. It's ridiculous. Like UAGs, that's one thing I think they need to really review, at least, is that because their fucking handguards are their rail covers just suck so much. Obviously, this isn't really that sharp. It's a little there. Might cut up your hands a little bit, but the UAG ones, I would rather have my hands get cut than have those rail covers on there. And yeah. One thing also I will admit, I think the UAG has a little bit better finish, because I've had, this front grip marks obviously right here, a couple of different places, and then this long mark was from a laser that I mounted, and then I took it off, and obviously because back here I mounted it, I think right around here, and I pulled it off, and it just made a huge streak. So one thing that I probably will give to UAG is their coating, probably. I'll give it to them on that. Heat cooling system doesn't really matter. As long as you got a good couple holes there, as UAG does, it's going to do pretty good heat cooling. So, again, that's all around. They have those. So, I think that's really about it. It's not a bad product. If you're looking for a cheap rail system, I would almost suggest it. The only real difference for me is the UAG, the coating's better. So, again, I had one on an AK, and it did not scratch this bad. So, something that I think is kind of a disadvantage, but the rail covers are way better. So, kind of leave that up to you guys to decide. But Again, Tuf-Force, T-U-F, capital F, or sorry, well, capital T-U-F, capital F-O-R-C-E, just as it sounds. So, but you know, very, very neat product. So, again, I'll leave it at that. You guys got any questions, feel free to comment or send a message, anything of that sort, and enjoy. Yeah, feel free to subscribe as well.